Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Katrina and this is Cat and Moon Budgets. I've been really procrastinating putting this video off because things are changing and I really don't like that they're changing, but they are. So in the last couple weeks, I've been pretty MIA because I've been grieving, processing a breakup and him moving out all at the same time in a very short amount of time. And so I needed to take that time offline to really process what I was going to do, for one, and it was just very stressful. So that's what we got going on today, talking about life updates. And then something that I am excited about that's happened because of this though. And there's no like details that are completely finished. It's just kind of in the works of planning. But I have been doing some searches related to that, so I'll get into that later. But the big change is I decided to break up with my boyfriend of 2.5 years. He had been living with us for the last year, and a boundary of mine was crossed, and that's all I'm going to say about it. And the reason why I made that decision is because in the past, I've always put other people over myself. I've put my boundaries to the side for people that I've cared about because I care about them, and I was too afraid to lose them. And so I can't do that again because my body and my nervous system is fragile still. I have autoimmune and fibromyalgia, and they say that's like an emotional disorder because your emotions get trapped inside your nervous system and it causes your nervous system to shut down, essentially, and it freaks out. It like when a computer breaks and it just frizzes and makes that weird sound. That's kind of like what happened to my body and caused me to be in pain. And so I need to start putting myself first and loving myself first by following my boundaries. And so that's what I did. And it was a deal breaker that was communicated before dating, and so I had to follow through. I felt like I had no other choice. And so with that, I have to completely rework my entire budget for the month of April because I am basically feeding just myself with meals because my kids eat mac and cheese, ramen noodles, and chicken nuggets and hot dogs basically. So a lot of the meals that I make are just going to be one person servings. So I have to really learn how to cut back again and readjust to where I was at 3 years ago. And so I'm going to have to rework all of my numbers, and it's going to be messy for the first month. And then at the end of April, things are going to be changing again because I will be going to day shift. And so I will be working 6 to 2:30 my same weekend, just a different schedule as a 0.9. And then that's going to lower my income just a little bit because I won't be getting that premium for being on second shift, but I'll get more hours in the period, so it might kind of counteract itself. I can still do overtime occasionally, but that just gives me more time to sleep. And then when it's my night with the kids, it gives me more time to really just be with them after school, help them with their homework, and kind of have like the childhood part of like my parents are home after work kind of feeling, because I really liked having that as part of my childhood. Like my dad was always there to help us when he was home, to pick us up after school or to help us with our homework. And then my mom, when she stopped working, she was there to pick us up and stuff and to help us with our homework too and do our chores and like our nightly routine and do after school activities. And so that's the part that really excites me about it. And yes, I'll have daycare as an expense, but I found somebody I went to high school with actually to watch the boys, and they really liked their children, so it really just worked well. But then I got the notion to put a wrench in things even further this summer. So because of the breakup and just all the feelings, I had the impulsive need to run. Sometimes I get like that, and I didn't because I have my kids and I'm not just going to leave them here. The only way I could ever think or discuss doing that with their dad is if I really thought that I was a danger to them. And right now I'm not. And so where I was going with that is I want to move to La Crosse. La Crosse is beautiful. They have a couple of nursing schools that I can go back and get my RN, and it's just a bigger city. There's children's museum right in there. There's a bunch of stuff within walking distance. There's parks, and it's got surrounding towns that have things to do, and it's just more open for us because we can get outside of La Crosse a little bit too and still be fairly affordable. And then the nursing job pays are essentially the same, and I could do like home health care and work Monday through Friday. And then that part excites me, Monday through Friday, because then I could still have fun on the weekends and explore the new place with my kids, and their dad's going to be coming with us. And that's another thing that we're going to be discussing, is how to co-parent in a new city where we don't know anything. But that's why I want to take the summer. Hopefully we have a lot of resistance to this idea, but if it works out, we would have the summer to really get our feet in the ground and do research and find like what sides of town we love, what sides of towns we don't love, like what the kids like to do there, and just really get acclimated essentially, and just kind of start fresh, because they also have behaviors at school. And so the other reason why I wanted to do this is for my kids, because they need a fresh start. At where they go now, there's too many possibilities that kids will remember them as being mean or bullies, and they won't have friends. And I don't want that for them, because they have regulation issues, because they have neurodivergencies in their brain that they can't control. And so I want to be able to give them a fresh start and to have friends and to have that fun memories of, oh, I'm starting middle school, I can't wait to go with my friends. And they really don't have that right now. And so that was my thought too, is it's just a fresh start for them now that they're somewhat regulated in school and doing well, that they could actually make friends if they just started over where nobody knew them and knew their backstory and their history and remembered them as they were the dysregulated children. But there's a lot of things to work out, like getting their dad on board and getting family to understand that it's not a punishment. We're just trying to do what we feel could be very good for the children and come up with a plan and make sure we're very thorough with the plan, so it's not just impulsive, but it's logistic as well. And the reason this came up too is because I have to switch to a month-to-month lease because I can't afford the 3 times rent here by myself to do a year. And so I'm just doing month-to-month until something cheaper pops up or we decide to make this move, essentially. And so I have like my emergency, I have my taxes still in my account, and so I can put that towards moving. So that's not the problem. It's just finding somewhere, because it's gonna have to be cheaper than here. I love this place and how much room we have, but now that it's just the 3 of us again, it's a little bit much. And so I forgot where I was going with that. I keep losing my train of thought. I'm really sorry. I should have wrote notes down. But I do better when I just wing it, because then I feel like I'm not being so scripted and you guys can see me and not just a robot spitting facts out at you that I wrote down, because I don't want that. I want to be more personable and to have you guys like really follow along this journey and really get to know me and my situation and my family. So I have to, my lease is up and I have to do month to month, so I have to notify them May 1st if I'm going to move out by June or the end of May, because I have to give like a 28-day notice on the 1st of the month that I intend to move out. So that would be May 1st or June 1st. And so that's really close and in a couple weeks. So that's why it feels so impulsive to talk about this, because it would have to be really, really quick. But there's so many jobs up there, guys, like so many that I can apply for. And they're always a need for nurses. There's always like temp agencies around, and there's so many neighboring like little towns around that I could drive outside of La Crosse if I had to. So there's options there, and then that would get half the equation figured out, and then we just have to work on the kid's dad getting figured out and stuff. So it's hard, it's scary, it's very emotional around here lately, but I just had to kind of break up my usual videos and explain why I haven't been around. I just been really, really tired. I'm not sleeping anymore, really. Like, I went back to not sleeping good at night. Last night I didn't have my Benadryl, so I couldn't stay asleep, and I don't have like a small dose, and they're like soft gel, so I can't just split them up to get a smaller dose to accommodate for the fact that I was going to bed at 11:30 and waking up at 4:30 to get my kids. And so that kind of played a factor, but it's just hard to learn how to sleep alone again and get used to the quiet again and everything like that. So I feel like I'm rambling now, but please interact with this in some way, shape, or form. Please, 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 with likes, comments, and then subscribe to the channel if you want to keep on track with our adventure and figure out where we're going next and just follow along with us. Because honestly, you guys are the only friends I feel like I have. So that sounds really sad, but it's true. Like, the only communicating I have with people that I can call friends are the budgeting community that I have connected with through this journey, and the Discord too. So yeah, but I'm gonna stop before I either start crying or just continue to ramble. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.